Right, a few people have been asking me to show some of the tooling I use on my lathes. So this evening I'd like to show you this tool here. A very simple tool to make and one that is multi-purpose. The actual tool is made out of 5/16 HSS. It's got a 45-degree angle on each side at each end with a slight radius. So it's exactly the same both ends and can be used on this side of the tool post or this side without having to alter the centre height. And that effectively saves you a tool holder because you have the two tools in the one holder. This tool can be used to chamfer bores, chamfer the shoulder, do face grooves or decorative grooves in the end, or marking grooves, grooves on the diameter, turns to cause a raised knurl, and it can also be used for drills. You can actually use it to make a centre to save having to use a centre drill. Plus you can use it for ordinary turning towards the chuck or away from it. So now I come to the making of my carbide tool, and I've got a piece of 10mm mild steel bar, and I've milled both ends by putting the bar in an ordinary tool holder and a milling cutter in the chuck, and milling these ends out so they're exactly the same, and they've got to be exactly the same height from the underside, which I've done mine to 245 thou. And I've got a couple of carbide inserts, triangular ones, I don't know what type they are, and these need to be cleaned first on the buffing wheel to take off the grey, so they're nice and shiny, ready for brazing. And the best buffing compound I found is this one here called sateen compound. And I say it's the best abrasive compound I found because it's wax and oil free, so it's great to use on metals before brazing and soldering. And you can get it on eBay from a seller called Booty1819, Mr. Metal Magic. And you can get 3 different grades. I think you can get 300 grit, 240 and 150. So you use the abrasive compound on a stitched mop like this one. And then just carefully take off the grey. The propane brazing torch that I use for this job is the AutoTorch brazing system by Bullfinch, number 4100, made in Great Britain. It's got ignition system on it, standard burner. You can have different types of burners on these, and it's great for this type of work. And I'm using a Johnson Matthey 40% silver solder brazing rod that's coated in flux with a melting range of 630 to 660 degrees. So to do the brazing, I have this aluminium table in my vise. I've put a G-clamp on the side there, which is a nice place to hook the brazing torch up when not in use. I've got an aluminium backstop and I have some insulation blocks to keep the flames in. And I've thoroughly cleaned the parts to be brazed with acetone and put it in this vise like this. I'll heat the end up there and put a bit of flux on it and then braze that one on. And I found sometimes when brazing, the actual tip or the insert will float on the braze and sometimes move out of position, so I have a tool to maneuver it back into position if it does that. And that's one end done. And then I just leave that one to cool naturally. And you can see that by applying the brazing rod to this side here and just at the back, it has gone right under the insert and there's a witness of braze all the way around, so it's a perfect job. And you'll only get a good witness of braze like that all the way around if you have thoroughly clean components and a nice even coat of flux on the job. And if I'm using brazing rods without a flux coating, I just use this Johnson Matthey Easy Flow flux powder, and there's no need to mix up a lot of it. I just use the tip of a teaspoon and a few drops of water from a syringe to mix up for a small job like this. So now I'm ready for the second end. And that's the job done. And when it's cooled down, I can check the height of the tip. 385. So it's absolutely spot on for the centre height for both ends. And now I can put it on the grinder and grind these sides off and lap the tool up, clean it up, and it'll be ready for use. So this is the tool all cleaned up, lapped and ready for use. When I lapped it, I maintained the angles that were already on the carbide inserts, and both ends are exactly the same height, so I can use this tool on either side of the tool post without having to adjust the centre height. And as you saw earlier with the HSS one, it has many different uses, it's easy to make and a great tool to have. So I hope you enjoyed the video and thanks for watching.